Tell me you like it. No, Shay, I don't like it. What's up? It's Nikki. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be reviewing episode 6 of And Just Like That, the HBO Max Sex and the City spinoff. I can't believe we're this far. 6 episodes. So the opening scene is really terribly shot. The director of this episode is just so bad. Is it still Cynthia Nixon? This is the worst directed series I've ever seen. I mean, it's just awful. Who is cutting these scenes and editing this show, child, and creating these transitions between the scenes? There is no real context or setup. There's no cohesiveness. There's no plot. Child, what the hell is the plot? For real, what the hell is the plot? We just keep getting a series of conversations, a series of events. Nothing is shot well. Not even the $1 million apartment Carrie is touring. Everything just looks dull. I don't know. New York is usually an exciting backdrop in a TV show or movie, but child, New York look terrible. New York look terrible, child. It don't look exciting. So Carrie is viewing an apartment with Anthony, and is it just me, or is Anthony's character starting to get a little annoying? Only because his jokes ain't really hitting, in my opinion. But yo, okay, can you just buy real estate and get rid of it like super easy? Like, is that a thing? I mean, is it the same as like returning a pair of sneakers? So Carrie can't afford to buy a $1 million apartment, but she could not afford to hire a nurse after her surgery. As someone pointed out in my comment section, this don't make no sense, child. And why is Carrie worried about, oh, Seema has shown me a lot of apartments, so I need to just buy this one even though I don't like it? I'm gonna spend $1 million buying a New York downtown expensive apartment even though I don't really like it because the realtor showing me real estate? Child, ain't that her job? And I know she got a ton of money from selling Carrie and being placed. She parlaying off that commission. And how is it more logical to buy an apartment that you don't even like because Seema has shown you a lot of places just to not like the said apartment, and now Seema got to put said apartment back on the market and find a buyer and take you to see more places? That's just ring around the rosy. Like, I don't understand. Whatever. Carrie and her money woes on Sex and the City, relatable. She was the only girl in the group with money troubles. Everybody, the only one that was really not financially stable. Carrie buying a $1 million apartment she does not even like. That's just really mind-boggling me. Living there for a hop, skip, jump, and a minute, and portraying it like sitting back a drink at the bar. Not relatable. And if Carrie has the money to be flippant about buying a $1 million downtown New York apartment, then why didn't she have enough money to buy a dang marker to label her boxes before putting them in storage? And I actually like that apartment. I mean, maybe if Carrie had actually decorated it, she could have made it more homey. I don't know. I thought the apartment was flat. So I saw someone talking about how Miranda wears a wig in some scenes and her real hair in other scenes. I can't remember if it was in my comment section or I just saw someone on the internet. Honestly, I ain't noticed the wig. I honestly didn't. But now I cannot unsee it. That wig was horrendous. Why is she wearing a wig? First of all, child, you got hair. And why is she not at least wearing a good wig? They couldn't find one with a good fake part. But y'all, who was Carrie talking to when she was sitting down reading or whatever, and she just randomly blurted out, "This isn't healthy"? Child, watching your show ain't healthy. Okay, who was she talking to, and what was she talking about? Anybody? Really, without Carrie's voiceovers, they doing some odd-ish. Is it because they missing the voiceovers? It's like they don't know how to transition between scenes, and they keep telling us everything instead of showing us and telling an actual story. And I don't know, they not just letting stuff play out like in a sense, but again, what story? What's the story? We really need Carrie narrating in her head because they don't know how to move this ish right without that. apparently. What was this ish? For real. What was this ain't healthy scene? Can anybody tell me? I have no clue. I have no clue what happened or what she was talking about or what she was supposed to be talking about. Who she was supposed to be talking to. Who was supposed to be talking to her. Why was there no context? Why was there no context, child? Yo, I will give this show credit for consistently trying to top itself. They said if y'all thought that TikTok white girl rap scene was terrible, well, let me give you Shay's floating head talking dirty to Miranda. Literally, she was that close to the camera. The camera was up her nostrils. Why was her face that close to the camera? We get enough of her, back her ass. Oh yeah, okay, not her. They back them up from the camera. Tell me you like it. No, Shay, I don't like it. That was, I don't know what was worse. The TikTok rapping scene or the horrendous Shay floating head porno preview scene, sex dream scene. What was that? Was that supposed to be sexy? If that is sexy, then child, I don't know what sexy is. Shay is the most obnoxious, annoying character. Child, I threw up in my mouth. The worst thing about this show is how much they are trying to make us like Shay Diaz. They are literally forcing that character down our throats, and I'm about to choke. I guess they said, y'all gonna like Shay Diaz against y'all will. They said we gonna like Shay Diaz whether we want to or not, child. Now, Shay Diaz wasn't in this episode, but child, they had to force them in the episode in some shape, way, or fashion. That scene was terrible. I cannot even. Miranda's stupid damn fantasy daydream in class of damn Shay. And let me clarify something for people. The people asking, why did I find the Shay Miranda sex scene so disgusting? Who didn't find it disgusting? Okay, maybe it was just me. Maybe it was just me. First of all the sex scenes on the show have been disturbing and disgusting. Let's be real. It ain't been many. They've been few and far between, but they all done been disgusting and disturbing. So let's not act like I've been raving about the sex scenes on the show. And Shay and Miranda was the first sex scene on the show I was disgusted by. Okay, that's first of all. Second of all, child, I might be in the minority, but I don't want to see a sex scene between nobody, if I'm honest. I'm not a fan of sex scenes. Not a man and a woman, not two women, not two men, not one woman and one binary, not two goats, not two fish, not two coffee cups. I don't want to see it. And I definitely do not want to see a sex scene with the most obnoxious, revolting, annoying character they could all just muster up. I literally want to vomit every time I see Shay Diaz on my screen, but maybe I'm overdramatic. So I most definitely want to vomit when they in a sex scene. But I'm not a fan of sex scenes, period. I typically think that most stories can be told with sex just being insinuated. But that's just me. Like I said, maybe I'm in a minority on that. But my issue with Shay and Miranda's sex scene, other than I just can't stand Shay, is because, and they have no chemistry, is because I just have a certain eye for how film and television is shot artistically, the craft of a scene. Nah, I don't work in Hollywood or nothing like that, now, child. But that was just a terribly shot scene, period. And the actors have zero chemistry. Shay and Miranda are more awkward chemistry than lover attraction chemistry. Sorry. But that's my little rant on that. I just wanted to make it clear, my issue isn't not a man and a woman in a sex scene. That's not my issue. My issue is Shay Diaz is the worst damn character ever. And Cynthia Nixon done forgot how to act. What? Is it just me? Okay, so anyways. Dr. Naya is back. And I am still lost on how her and Miranda are suddenly buddies, not y'all. Just because Miranda did a good presentation on working moms or some ish they said in the other episode. Well, child, did no other students give a good presentation? I'm confused. Ain't no other mothers in the class? Honestly, how Dr. Naya met Miranda, child would never have nothing to do with you. Now, I ain't never went to college, but do professors befriend their students like this? That's a thing. I don't know. But whatever. Our 3 core characters all get token non-white friends, so I guess no real explanation or blossoming of the friendship is needed, child. They needed a lamppost on the curb, and Miranda needed a black friend, so here we are. Child, don't hire me as your little black friend, child, because I'm going to tell you about yourself. Okay. Now, the scene with Miranda and her professor is actually not terrible. I actually like this episode overall. Look, these could actually be good storylines, relatable storylines, but the writing is just not there. And I know I keep saying the writing ain't good, child, but the writing ain't good. And I harped on how Miranda and Shay have no chemistry. Well, Miranda and her professor, they ain't got no chemistry, child. Now, unlike Shay Diaz, the actress playing Naya and her character don't annoy me. The actress is actually good, and she does well on screen. And I don't have no problem with Dr. Naya's character, other than, like I said, they just ain't doing that with her character. But I feel like she's having a hard time playing off Cynthia Nixon. Y'all, what is going on here? Is it just me? Cynthia Nixon acting just isn't there. And she acted well on Sex and the City, and I have seen her act on more than just Sex and the City. And she was always a good actress. What is going on? So why has she been so terrible here? I don't know. Her delivery is so over the top and exaggerated, and not in a good way. Even her facial expressions are killing me. Like, are y'all noticing her facial expressions? And why are things just conveniently happening with no damn sense, rhyme, or reason? Y'all, so Miranda is a giddy little girl who needs Shay Diaz to teach her to be herself and change and whatever the hell child lesson she learned. Then her professor, who so far comes off as confident and authentic, herself, self-assured, and all them other adjectives, needs a pep talk and advice from Miranda on how to, y'all, make it make sense, child. And why is it coming off like Naya don't even want no damn baby? Am I the only one getting that? But she ain't got the backbone to tell her husband and the people in her life, you just gonna go through in vitro and have this damn baby that you don't even really want to have. What are we doing, y'all? I mean, for real, what the hell are we doing? This show's approach to race relations, it reminds me of that episode of Seinfeld when Jerry talking about race in correlation to the black and white cookie. And he says, if the world would just look to the cookie, Elaine, look to the cookie. Race relations on this show is a joke, just like that scene from Seinfeld. This gotta be a joke. This gotta be like, don't look up, and this issue's a satire, because they cannot be in that writer's room, like, for real. Like, are we supposed to be talking? Like, are we supposed to be taking this ish seriously? So, Seema goes shopping with Carrie for a traditional Indian celebration. She invites Carrie to said celebration and tells her she wants her to dress in traditional Indian attire. Child, when she tells Carrie, it's okay for you because it's not cultural appropriation, it's cultural appreciation. Did y'all get that from a coloring book? Child, what was that? For real, what was that? Is that the best y'all got? That's the best the writer's room could come up with. All y'all brains put together. And this the best y'all got. And Miss Actress, why you saying that? Like, I would have been like, what do y'all want me to say? What? I would have tossed that script. Now, I'm not from India. And I will not presume to know how Indian people feel about Carrie and her blonde hair wearing traditional Indian attire. I don't care. That is not my hill to die on. But the dialogue and the approach, the discussion, it was just terrible. What is y'all doing? Everybody on this show should be ashamed. Everybody on this show should be ashamed. Everybody in the writer's room is clueless. I would have actually preferred if Seema never said that dreadful line. I mean, it's Seema's culture. She invited Carrie and told Carrie to wear it. We can deduce she's okay with her own idea. We ain't need that terrible explanation. Now, child, Carrie in her kitchen trying to figure out what's beeping. What was that? What was the point of this scene? Because we never did find out what was actually beeping. I guess that ain't matter. I guess the writers just really don't care, child. Nah, seeing Carrie in the kitchen cooking was hilarious. Just seeing Carrie, the self-proclaimed I use my stove to store sweaters, in the kitchen cooking and in that hat. This was hilarious. The second this popped up on my screen, child, I laughed. And what was with Jimmy, Billy, whoever the heck who worked for Anthony, holding the bread upside down and talking about the 5-second rule? What was that? What the heck was that? Why are these guys who work for Anthony, his company, coming off as such airheads? I'm confused. Is that a gay stereotype that I'm not aware of? Why are they making them so dumb? And why didn't Anthony just cancel the facelift appointment? He said the only reason he booked the appointment was for Stanford. So he could go along with Stanford to make sure he don't do that crazy. So why didn't he just cancel the appointment? Yo, okay, what's offensive about having a collection of dolls from different backgrounds? Am I missing something? I had multicultural dolls as a kid. It just represents different cultures. Is this show so woke they need to take a nap? Are only white folk not supposed to have multicultural dolls? Y'all, what am I missing? For real, what am I missing about these dolls? Is Charlotte supposed to only have white girl dolls? Okay, so let me get this straight. It's okay for Charlotte to go on a scavenger hunt for a black couple to add to her little dinner party, but her doll collection can't be inclusive? Am I being ignorant? Am I being slow with it? I'm really so confused by this scene. And Charlotte is having a hard time accepting that her kids are growing up. Because that bedroom looked more like it was for little kids than for teenagers. The decor and how it looked and everything. Now, my dolls personally were my prized possessions as a kid. But once I hit like, I don't know, 11, I ain't care about them dolls, child. So I know these teenagers don't care, let alone want them on display in their bedroom. I'm just confused why that was such a shock to Charlotte. And child, rich white kids on Park Avenue have to share a room? Why these rich white girls ain't got their own bedroom, child? So we get Naya and her husband out to dinner with his brother and wife. This was so cringe and so terrible. Because look, guys, our black characters exist outside the world of our white characters. We're so inclusive. I think even all the extras in this scene was black. But maybe I'm tripping. It's a really brief scene. We get to see Naya being more than just Miranda's black friend story arc. This scene is terrible though. It just is. The dialogue was awful and didn't feel natural at all. What are we doing with Naya character, child? And why would you say people like you should be parents? People like what exactly? Or people like you should have kids. Whatever she said. So what people should have kids and what people shouldn't have kids? Other than people that don't want to have kids. And is it okay to say to a couple that's trying to have a baby, people like you should have kids? What happens if people like you should have kids but don't have no kids? Y'all, I don't want to be dramatic. I really don't. But I'm so sick of Shay Diaz. I'm about to start watching the show. That's how sick of her I am. Sick of them I am. Now, Shay Diaz wasn't in this episode per se, but they had to force her in somehow in the form of Miranda'S Sex Dreams. And who sex dreams look like this, child? Just a flowing head with a sterile white background? Child, I don't want to see their face. I don't want to hear their voice. Shay Diaz is cringe. I'm sorry. I am so perplexed as to why this series has been so laced with Shay Diaz. Or maybe it hasn't. Maybe Shay Diaz on my screen is the equivalent of like how 5 minutes in hell is actually 50 years. So maybe I'm tripping. Oh, and I kept referring to Shay Diaz as a she because I didn't know the actress playing Shay Diaz was non-binary. I thought that was just a character. So now, let me say that was my bad. Somebody commented that Shay Diaz, the actor, was on Grey's Anatomy. I never watched that show. I don't know nothing about that show, child. So I ended up looking the actor up that plays Shay Diaz. And that's when I discovered the actor is non-binary. Anyway, we jump back to Naya and her husband having sex. And the dialogue is just terrible. Was it just me? Okay, it was probably just me. That dialogue was terrible, child. I didn't like these series of scenes. They were so choppy and in such odd order. Naya and her husband's sex scene, it was just awkward and brief and weird, and the transitions was odd. Child, I don't want to see Miranda with her vibrator while talking to her dang son. What is y'all doing? What the hell are y'all doing? What was the point of this anyway? What is the point of anything that transpires in this goddamn show? But these scenes were really odd. The dinner scene with Naya, it was so short. Then Miranda's scene was short and pointless and freaking disturbing. Am I the only one who found the simulated kid sex scene with Brady from an early episode disturbing? Why we keep putting Brady with sex? Am I the only one who found talking to your child with your vibrator buzzing as you reach the finish line disturbing? Child, if the dog barked, you should have stopped. Why do we keep getting sex and Brady? Oh, and somebody commented that Brady should actually be older. In TV world, Brady was born in like 2001 or 2002, I think they said. So why did the writers make him younger? Somebody on that. Okay. What was the point of that? Brady and his fiend sex relationship would be easier to stomach, in my personal opinion, if he was 22 as opposed to 17, child. Still, not in my house if I'm Miranda. But Brady having sex wouldn't be so sick, in my opinion, if he wasn't a kid. So why did they make him younger? But what is with these short, oddly paced, choppy scenes? Are the writers on acid, child? Why can't they focus? Why is nothing cohesive? What does the storyboard look like, child? What does the storyboard look like? Yo, okay. Why did Carrie ask the plastic surgeon for his opinion if she was just going to nervously talk and give the impression that him saying his opinion as anything less than flattering would be ill-advised? Why did she even ask his opinion? What was the point of that? And why did she mention her damn dead husband again? If y'all don't just let Mr. Big be dead. Child, if Carrie mentioned her damn dead husband one more time, yo, drinking game. Every time Carrie mentions her dead husband, take a shot. Nah, don't do that. Because I'm not finna be liable when y'all start throwing up. Because she keep mentioning her goddamn dead husband every time I turn around. Oh, shoot. My white sneakers got dirty. My husband dead. Girl, okay. I like the doctor, though. I thought he was enjoyable on screen. The scene wasn't terrible, in my opinion. Some of the dialogue, I was like, huh? But it wasn't terrible. Honestly, I enjoyed this episode minus the obvious. Oh, and I really liked Carrie's suit she wore in this scene. Not so much with the jacket off, but I like that suit. I don't know. I like women in suits, and I just really like that. Now, y'all, I don't want to nitpick. Oh, hell. Now, I find it really ironic that we have a conversation about women and aging and unfair standards, and a line saying Mother Nature and Instagram are harder on women. Look, the actor did the best he could with that line, child. But Mother Nature ain't harder on women. What are y'all trying to say? Society is, but child, women be aging better than men, in my opinion. But hey, nobody asked my opinion. Nah, I have no problem with the conversation itself. It could be a good conversation. But it's the point that this show is not doing anything to break those stereotypes. This show itself is not aiding in women feeling better about aging. Or changing society's view of women aging. This show is, in fact, actually playing into it. And that is what makes me laugh at this conversation. Like, child, do y'all, who in that writer's room, child? I don't know what y'all was trying to do, but y'all missed the landing. So, Samantha was 50 and fabulous. And our three ladies who are now 50 are depressed, downtrodden old maids. But y'all, I digress. Oh, and apparently, the cure for alcoholism is a vibrator. So we spent 5 episodes on Miranda has a drinking problem when all she needed was her vibrator. Yo, I guess AA meters need to just be handing out vibrators, y'all. Problem solved. But I really enjoyed this scene of the girls eating in the park. It felt the most like Sex in the City to me. I was really amused with this scene. It felt very classic Miranda because she is judgy-wudgy was a bear, but she always hates for anyone else to criticize her. It was very classic conservative Charlotte, always against cheating, of course, but the new conservative Charlotte who lets you know that you are not progressive enough for non-binary sex. I don't think that's what the kids is calling it. It was very classic avoidance, throw in a cute little joke to ease the tension, Carrie. But child, Lord Jesus up in heaven, why did Charlotte call Shay Diaz charismatic? My nigga, what? Is Shay Diaz involved with anybody in that writer's room? Why is they is championing Shay Diaz so hard? Because I'm confused about the obsession. Shay Diaz is a lot of things, child. But charismatic ain't one. I'm sorry. But okay, child. I guess I'm in the Twilight Zone. The Outer Limits, y'all, I literally started choking when Charlotte called Shay charismatic. I'm not lying. I really wish I could show y'all how overdramatic I be reacting while watching this show. I had made me a Washington apple because at this point, child, I gotta drink while watching this show. But I literally went to take a sip. Then Charlotte talked about the Ferris wheel and Shay is charismatic. And then Charlotte called her cool as well. Job. I ended up coughing and choking. No, but I enjoyed the scene. It wasn't an affair. It was a finger of gold, judging by Miranda's reaction last episode, child. I don't know. The tone of the scene, they dynamic together, the dialogue. It was fun, and it was amusing, in my opinion. It was the best these three have been together on screen all season, to me. It reminded me of they like crazy girl talk they would have on Sex in the City and how everyone will always have their classic reactions. But I did miss Samantha in this scene. Because, child, I can only imagine what she would have said. And I know it would have been funny. But was it just me who enjoyed this scene and this episode? I enjoyed this episode. It'll never pass the Senate. A finger made you feel alive. Child, yes, Charlotte. A finger made her feel alive and a finger woke the dead, apparently. You having a midlife crisis, you should have just dyed your hair. This is the Charlotte I like. The pacing was good. The jokes was hitting. Now, once they brought up Samantha's name, and Charlotte said that terrible line, why can't people just stay who they are? Yeah, we were back downhill. But child, Miranda is so self-righteous. How she reacted to Steve cheating, even though she was neglecting him in their relationship. Cheating is wrong, but I'm just saying. Hello, Miranda. Do you not remember? You broke us. That just keep ringing in my head. Oh, and Miranda, remember, even if I could get over the sex part, it's the behind my back part. Look, Steve was wrong. Cheating is wrong. But Steve had a one-time incident that he confessed to. Miranda's trying to have a full-on affair. And wanting her friends to accept said affair, even though she did not accept Carrie's affair. Or anything anybody else did that she did not approve of. But I digress. You know what could have worked? They could have shown a 50-something woman taking control of her life and having enough respect for the man she chose over Blair Underwood and sit him down and talk to him and walk away from the goddamn relationship. Because let's be clear, she owes Steve that much. She owes him that much. And that is more on par with the Miranda character, in my opinion, but I guess not. It could have been an inspiring message to women who could be in marriages they are not happy in. They could have made this relatable, but you cannot send the message that it was wrong for Steve to cheat, but okay for Miranda to cheat. And child, why when Charlotte was talking to Miranda about the cheating, why did Carrie say, no, big dying was a big deal? Okay, so from now on, nothing in anyone else's life matters or is a big deal because you're a pompous, narcissistic husband who you carried on an unhealthy relationship with for years and years and years and years and broke up so many times, you had to get a new word for over, and whom you made the biggest mistake of your life cheating and choosing the unhealthy relationship over Aiden has died. So we're comparing everything to big dying. I mean, okay, child. Okay, so guys, we have culture in the world of Sex in the City. Stop the presses. They are progressive and inclusive. We have Seema and her parents who look about the same dang age as Seema, child. They all look like siblings. Okay. They having their Indian celebration, Indian culture, Indian food, and yellow paint on the walls. Another brief scene, and that's all I'll say about that. And a Hindi bracelet for Carrie. Our token friends giving us tokens. Now, what the hell was Miranda doing Brady laundry, child? If you could wash your clothes. I wish I would be folding your drawers. You better get your little girlfriend to fold your drawers since y'all want to play under the same damn roof. I'm really confused as to what the audience is supposed to get from this show. I'm confused how the audience is supposed to feel about these characters. None of them are likable. Relatable. They always so dreary and depressive. I don't want to live vicariously through any of them. And y'all, Shay Diaz is going down in history as the most annoying character on TV series ever. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. On the bright side, no podcast this episode. But y'all, why did they have Charlotte saying she had a dang sex dream about Shay? First of all, why did they have Charlotte saying she had a sex dream about Shay after the comedy concert? I mean, child, I had a nightmare and I woke up in a cold sweat after the comedy concert. But why are they portraying this ish like Shay Diaz is a freaking sex symbol? Shay Diaz ain't Blair Underwood. But y'all, let me know if I'm on the wrong side of history. Let me know in the comments, did you have a sex dream about Shay Diaz? Don't be shamed. This is a judgment-free zone. I just want to know. If it's something that I just ain't getting. Yo, why did Charlotte call Shay stand up a comedy concert? What that mean? Is that something white people say? Because I'm not hip to that. I guess I should have did my race homework like Charlotte and Harry did before they went to the black folk house. Because I ain't never heard of no dang comedy concert. And yo, can y'all please stop disrespecting Sylvester Stallone? Stop with the Rambo. Stop with the Rambo. Fetch is never gonna happen. Yo, where are the men of Sex and the City universe? Where are the men of the Sex and the City universe? These women done spent their lives on their search for men and love. Charlotte was dating since she was 15. She was exhausted. Child, where's Steve? Where's Harry? Where are all the male characters? We get more of Shay Diaz than Steve and Harry. Yo, what was the pitch for this show? I'm just curious. Okay, guys. New drinking game. Every time you cringe while watching the show, take a shot. Wait. No. You're going to end up with alcohol poisoning. I ain't finna be liable for that. Don't do that. Okay. New drinking game. Every time you see a bad fashion decision, take a shot. Wait. Wait. You going to end up in a dang coma. Don't do that. I ain't finna be liable for that ish. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my content, please make sure you support the channel. Hit like on this video. Comment your opinions down below. Did you agree with my take? Did you disagree? Are you having wild sex dreams about Shay Diaz? Am I just missing it? Let me know your thoughts on episode 6. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you can go along with me episode by episode until the nightmare ends. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.